Okay, this is a great question. Sabrina says, going to London, Paris, and Madrid May 31st to June 9th. I need suggestions on euros and cash and cell service and jet lag. Those are all things I was wondering before I went to Europe, so let me help you out. First, I want to say I hope you have a great time on your trip. So, the first thing, sorry, I have my notes next to me just so I don't forget. So, euros and cash. So, I would say for the most part, you do not need euros or any paper money, but there's a big caveat. So, the thing is that you can use cards for the most part in Europe, and I would honestly encourage it. But I would make sure that I have a card that does not have foreign transaction fees. So, like me personally, I use my Chase Sapphire card when I'm overseas because there's no foreign transaction fees. I get like triple and double the points on dining and things like that. But if you're just using a standard American debit or credit card, you're gonna get charged a fee on every transaction. Another thing, when you are using your card, okay, this is something I had to learn. So it's going to say, you're going to swipe your card. It's going to say, do you want to use the American conversion or do you want to use the European conversion? You always want to use the European conversion. And then it's going to say, do you accept this conversion or do you reject this conversion? You are always going to reject the conversion. It took me way too long to learn that. So when you reject the conversion, you're basically just saying that I'm not going to accept this conversion that you're offering me right now. So then when the transaction goes through to your bank, they're going to give you the transaction rate of the current market. That turnstile is typically giving you a transaction rate that is terrible. I'm sorry, it's giving you a conversion rate that is terrible. So you're going to say, reject the conversion, do the one that your bank is going to give you because they're going to do it automatically. And I would say, in terms of cash, having paper money is not bad. I would try, if you can, to avoid getting your currency at the airport because typically those exchange rates are a little bit higher. But if you could find like a local bank or something nearby, but I do understand that sometimes like you need the money right then. So just go ahead and get it at the airport. And also, one thing I forget to do, make sure you do this when you're leaving, convert the money back to US dollars because you're not really going to be able to do anything with it. Like I have so much, like I have pounds, I have Bahamian dollars, like I have so much foreign currency here that it's just sitting here because I can't do anything with it. So make sure you get it changed back. But for the most part, I would say just using card is easier, especially if you have that card with no foreign transaction fees. And another thing is that a lot of places in Europe do not accept American Express, so that is also something to be cognizant of. My friend had an issue with that in the past. So I was using my Chase card when she couldn't use her Amex. So something to keep in mind. And then in terms of cell phone service, so like I have T-Mobile, so I never really have an issue with that. What I will say though is that a lot of times my service is just very, very slow because I don't pay for any upgraded services or anything like that. So I would just make sure you check with your phone carrier. T-Mobile, I actually don't have to do anything. It automatically, like when I land in another country, it says, welcome to Colombia or welcome to France. And it just automatically does it. But if I wanted faster service, I could call them and sign up for an international phone plan. And sometimes those can be kind of pricey, but if you want the faster service, and I think it's worth it. Some people say to do an eSIM when you get to the country, but I've never done that. I honestly don't want to be bothered with that. I barely know how it works, but if that's something you're interested in, by all means, explore that. And jet lag. I've become a pro at jet lag. Like, that is something I can talk about all day. So, in terms of jet lag, my preference, I prefer to fly at night. So, I typically leave at 8 p.m. here, which is about 2 a.m. there. So, when I land there, it's normally around 9 or 10 in the morning. So, that pretty much coincides with my sleep schedule. It's a little early. So, like, I will try to sleep as much as I can on the flight. I know sometimes, like for me in particular, that is not possible, but sleep as much as you can on the flight. And I know it's going to be hard, but you literally need to get off the plane, go drop your stuff off, and head to an activity. So, like when I just came back from Lisbon a few weeks ago, I dropped my stuff off at the Airbnb, went to go get breakfast, and then went to a cooking class. Like, you want to do something engaging, something that's going to keep you up. You want to stay up during the course of their day. Like, when you get there, try to adjust to their schedule immediately. Do not go home and take a nap. Don't try not to just hang out at the hotel because inevitably you're probably going to fall asleep. And even if you go to bed early on their time, it's still better than taking a nap when you get there. And then after that, I pretty much get acclimated pretty easily after that. But yeah, that is my biggest tip for jet lag is do not fall asleep when you get there. Try to acclimate to their time as quickly as possible and you will be smooth sailing. And the same thing on the way back to the US. When you get to America, try to stay up, try to acclimate back to US time and you'll be smooth sailing. Let me know in the comments what other questions you have about European travel. I know it's going to be a Euro summer this summer and I'm really excited for all you guys. And don't say I never put y'all on. XOXO, Tania.